From a fractured childhood on the Mongolian steppe to ruling the largest contiguous empire in human history, one man reshaped the world forever. His armies conquered faster and farther than anyone before him, toppling empires and redrawing maps across 2 continents. This is the story of Genghis Khan and the Mongol Empire.
A like helps the channel grow. Your subscription helps keep history from being forgotten.
The harsh beginnings of Temujin. Genghis Khan was born around 1162 with the birth name Temujin in the harsh Mongolian steppe. His father, a minor tribal chief, was poisoned by rivals when Temujin was still a child. Following his father's death, Temujin's family was abandoned by their own clan and left destitute. Young Temujin and his family survived through hunting, foraging, and sheer resilience on the open steppe. Temujin reportedly killed his own half-brother in a dispute over food, revealing his fierce determination early on. He was captured and enslaved by a rival clan during his turbulent adolescence. Temujin eventually escaped captivity, beginning to rebuild alliances and gather loyal followers. Through strategic marriages and alliances, he slowly expanded his influence among fractured Mongol tribes. His reputation grew as a skilled warrior, capable leader, and shrewd political strategist. These early hardships forged the resilience and ambition that would later define his conquests.
Unifying the Mongol tribes. Before Temujin, Mongolia was fractured into numerous warring nomadic tribes and clans. Constant tribal conflict prevented Mongols from becoming a unified, significant regional power. Temujin gradually defeated or absorbed rival clans through military victories and political alliances. He implemented meritocratic policies, promoting warriors based on skill rather than noble birth. This approach earned him fierce loyalty from soldiers who saw genuine opportunity for advancement. In 1206, tribal leaders formally united under Temujin's leadership at a grand assembly called a Kurultai. At this gathering, Temujin was given the title Genghis Khan, meaning universal ruler. This unification transformed scattered nomadic tribes into a single, disciplined military and political force. Genghis Khan established laws and a unified code of conduct known as the Yassa. For the first time in history, the Mongols stood united under one powerful, ambitious leader. The Mongol war machine. Genghis Khan built one of history's most effective and innovative military forces. Mongol warriors were exceptional horsemen, trained from early childhood in riding and archery. Their composite bows could fire arrows with devastating accuracy from horseback at full gallop. Mongol armies relied heavily on speed, mobility, and coordinated cavalry maneuvers. Sophisticated communication systems allowed rapid coordination across vast battlefield distances. Genghis Khan organized his army into units based on the decimal system, improving discipline and command. Mongol forces frequently used feigned retreats, luring overconfident enemies into deadly ambushes. They eagerly adopted foreign military technology, including siege engines from conquered civilizations. Psychological warfare, including deliberate reputation building through fear, weakened enemy morale before battles even began. This combination of mobility, adaptability, and discipline made Mongol armies nearly unstoppable across diverse terrains.
The conquests begin. With Mongolia unified, Genghis Khan turned his ambitions toward neighboring civilizations. His forces first conquered the Western Xia dynasty in northern China. Genghis Khan then invaded the powerful Jin dynasty, gradually conquering northern Chinese territories. His most transformative campaign targeted the wealthy Khwarezmian Empire in Central Asia. This invasion was triggered after Khwarezmian officials executed Mongol traders and diplomatic envoys. Genghis Khan responded with overwhelming force, devastating major Khwarezmian cities. Cities like Samarkand and Bukhara fell quickly to relentless Mongol siege tactics. This campaign dramatically expanded Mongol territory across Central Asia and parts of Persia. Mongol forces demonstrated a willingness to completely destroy cities that resisted their advance. These early conquests established the Mongols as history's most feared military power.
Brutality, terror, and strategy. Mongol conquests were marked by extraordinary violence, particularly against cities that resisted. Entire populations were sometimes massacred as punishment for defiance or broken agreements. This deliberate brutality served a strategic purpose, encouraging future cities to surrender without resistance. Cities that surrendered peacefully were often spared destruction and heavy civilian casualties. Genghis Khan skillfully used terror as a psychological weapon, discouraging costly, prolonged resistance. Skilled artisans and craftsmen were frequently spared, valued for their useful skills within the empire. Conquered populations were sometimes forcibly relocated to serve specific military or economic purposes. Despite the brutality, Mongol rule often brought relative stability once conquest was complete. This combination of terror and pragmatic governance became a hallmark of Mongol expansion. These ruthless yet calculated tactics enabled remarkably rapid territorial expansion across Asia.
Building an empire, governance, and the Pax Mongolica. Despite their fearsome reputation, the Mongols developed surprisingly effective administrative systems. Genghis Khan implemented religious tolerance, allowing conquered peoples to freely practice their faiths. Trade routes across the empire were actively protected, encouraging commerce and economic growth. This period of relative stability became known as the Pax Mongolica, or Mongol peace. The Silk Road flourished under Mongol protection, connecting East Asia with Europe and the Middle East. Merchants, diplomats, and travelers moved more safely across Mongol territories than ever before.
Genghis Khan established an efficient postal relay system, enabling rapid communication across vast distances.
Skilled administrators, often recruited from conquered populations, helped manage the empire's diverse regions. Standardized laws under the Yassa provided consistent governance across widely differing cultures. This administrative structure allowed the massive empire to function despite its enormous size and diversity.
Cultural exchange across the empire. Mongol conquest inadvertently created one of history's greatest periods of cultural exchange. Ideas, technology, and goods flowed freely between East Asia, Central Asia, the Middle East, and Europe. Papermaking and printing technology spread westward from China through Mongol-controlled trade routes. Gunpowder technology also spread significantly during this era of increased connectivity. Scientific and astronomical knowledge moved between Persian, Chinese, and European scholars more freely. The famous traveler Marco Polo journeyed extensively through Mongol territories, documenting his experiences. His accounts introduced Europeans to previously unknown aspects of Asian culture and wealth. Mongol rulers actively recruited scholars, engineers, and skilled workers from across their vast empire. This unprecedented exchange accelerated technological and cultural development across multiple civilizations. Ironically, one of history's most violent conquests fostered one of history's richest periods of exchange.
Death, succession, and lasting legacy. Genghis Khan died in 1227 during a military campaign under circumstances still debated by historians. His empire was divided among his sons and grandsons following Mongol succession traditions. Genghis Khan's descendants continued expanding the empire, eventually stretching from Korea to Eastern Europe. His grandson, Kublai Khan, later established the Yuan dynasty, ruling over conquered China. At its height, the Mongol Empire became the largest contiguous land empire in human history. Despite its size,
the empire eventually fractured into competing khanates ruled by rival descendants. Internal conflicts, succession disputes, and regional rebellions gradually weakened centralized Mongol authority. Over time, various khanates were absorbed, defeated, or assimilated into local cultures and rival powers. Despite its eventual decline, Mongol conquest permanently altered trade, culture, and politics across Eurasia. Genghis Khan's legacy remains one of history's most significant examples of ambition, brutality, and transformative change.
From an abandoned child on the steppe to the founder of history's largest contiguous empire, Genghis Khan's story is one of brutal conquest, remarkable innovation, and unexpected cultural exchange. His empire reshaped Eurasia's political and economic landscape for centuries to come. If you enjoyed this journey through Mongol history, subscribe for more epic stories, and let us know in the comments which conqueror we should explore next.